Check 1, 2, Rick.
Live from virtual Daytona, we're about to get the Mazda Mondays started. I'm Rick James, joined by Mitchie by my side. Mitchie, welcome to virtual Daytona. Welcome to ARC's Mazda Monday. It's been way too long since we've been back in the same booth together, but here we go.
Yes, it's great pleasure, and looking forward to this one, Daytona. It's going to be very exciting with all these Mazdas. It's going to be fun.
I'm ready to go. I hope all the fans at home are ready to go as well. Sit tight while the rest of the field grids up. We're going to get all 18 of these race cars moving and underway. Mitch, you ever seen anything like this? You ever seen Mazdas at Daytona?
I mean, anything can happen at Daytona. Absolutely. I think this could be one of the most funnest races you'll ever see, especially here at Daytona. No doubt.
It's something new. It's something that we haven't done in ARCs before, but we're going to get everybody rolling here. The Porsche pace car leads off the back straight. Cody Pennell and Tom Sears starting on the front row. Nick Pressey in the third position, rolling next to Georgia's Ryan Pennell. Josh Garrison in the number 44 Monster Energy Falcon Mazda. Then it's Terry Gabbard in the Crash Test iRacing MX-5. Derek Cook in the wrestling-themed number 7, in the 7th position in the 304. Patrick Allen rolling in the 45. John Honeybrink rocking the Home Depot machine behind him. Tristan Catania in the 48. Ryan New Zealand following. Cody Pennell at the front getting ready to lead us down. Mitch, only 15 laps of racing, so it's going to be a rather short event tonight.
Yes, short event, but of course these guys will be in the 2-minute lap time, so it'll have a bit of a distance, but still 16 laps should be fun.
Getting ready to go to all the fans that have tuned in tonight. Thank you one and all for showing up. This is Mazda Monday and we're about to get rolling. Pace car peels off, waiting for the signal. Green flag is out at Daytona. Let's go racing. Funneling through that first corner, Mitch, everybody looks to have made it through safe and sound, but it's still a cluster at the front. No wrecks yet, but they're packed in like sardines going through the International Horseshoe.
Very close between these drivers at the moment. And there's a bit of a spin as well. There's 2 or 3 cars off at the moment, and oh boy, don't know what happened there. One of the cars, I think it might have been the 15, might have spun, and it's just caused a couple of cars behind to collect him. And we have our first caution.
You said it, man. There you see Josh Garrison with heavy damage, and on lap 1 of our 6-race tour already. Carnage, action all over the place. Patrick Allen involved in the number 45. Josh Garrison slow. That's the 304 car of Derek Cook in his wrestling Mazda MX-5. Cody Pennell still leading at the front. Tizzy says Patrick Allen playing NASCAR Ignition. And don't you know it. Let's go back and see what brought out that first caution. Mitch, you said it looked like it started with possibly Terry Gabbard and Tristan Catania. Looking back, and we can already see the damage, Mitch. Dustin Painter's involved in this one. Parts already flying everywhere. Let's go back and have a look. The North Carolinian Dustin Painter got a piece of this one, and Nick Pressey also got some of that as well. Looks like he made contact with Josh Allen. Let's go to the Brooklyn pilot, Nick Pressey, and see how he came out of the horseshoe. Running it way too wide, way too hot, way too wide. The 94 gets into the 44, nowhere for the 15 to go. And on lap 1, Nick Pressey's impatience racks up 4 or 5 cars in our first accident, Mitch.
Yeah, it was just one big moment from Pressey, and I think the cars just had nowhere to go. That's pretty much all you could say with that one. I think lap 1 incident, yeah, if someone spins it, it's going to be tough for others to keep out of trouble from it, as we saw.
Cody Pennell now trying to catch back up to that race car. Massachusetts' Tom Sears in second, while Georgia's Ryan Pennell comfortably runs in position number 3. Jeremy Brio in fourth, and Daniel Roberts rounding out that top 5. The aforementioned Patrick Allen, who got a piece of that accident, sitting in 6th. Ohio's Terry Gabbard right behind him in position number 7. John Honeybrink in 8th. Virginia's Tommy Withers sitting in 9th in that interesting Sega livery. I'm loving this. I want to take another look at this, Mitch. Check this out. I said Sega. Well, no, it is Sega. Sonic the Hedgehog almost reminds you of the, was it Williams that had Sega sponsorship and had the legs of Sonic on the side of the car?
Oh, I think you're correct there. Yes.
Terry Freer behind him in the Jeff Gordon Exalta, I was going to say Chevrolet, Mazda. And Sam Roberts in what looks like a P-51 Mustang, but I could be wrong. I don't know anything about my World War II planes. There's the North Carolinian Dustin Painter in the number 15 car, still driving a wounded vehicle down pit road. And the rest of the field, Stephen Downton coming down pit road. Derek Cook getting his repairs. There's Randy Bousquet. Tristan Catania at the back with a wounded horse. Nick Pressey, Josh Garrison receiving those repairs. And Cody Pennell at the front of this field behind the Porsche 911 pace car. Our race brought to us tonight by DI9 Designs, the Chase Elliott custom graphic design page on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DI9 Designs. They post graphics on all platforms multiple times a week on top of taking requests on all types of logos, Chase Elliott wallpapers, iRacing schemes, and more. Follow and DM them for more details. They are not affiliated with Hendrick Motorsports or Chase Elliott. Be sure to use code DI9 Designs for free shipping on all your diecast and merch orders over $20 on CircleBDiecast.com. Tizzy452 says D-Bucks is destroyed. Mitch, he's talking about the number 15 of Dustin Painter. This Doritos machine did not come down pit road, and he is a mess, Mitch.
It's absolutely a mess in that car. Well, it's very damaged, but hopefully he can... Oh, and the wheels just come off on his car, actually. But, yeah, hopefully he can maybe get that fixed up, maybe, and get back out there. And hopefully once we go to green.
Well, I think he's just shedding weight at this point. He's taking the Colin Chapman approach. Lightness, just simplifying and adding lightness. And if the wheel doesn't work, just get rid of it. That seems to be a good strategy.
Well, yeah, I mean, who knows? Free wheels could make you go faster. You never know. Well, it could be taking that approach. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as you said, lighter could make you go faster.
Lucky number 13, laps to go with Cody Pennell leading in the Red Bull Mazda. We are going to take a 60-second break, and that will guarantee 20 minutes of ad-free action. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the resumption of ARC's Mazda Mondays, brought to you by DI9 Designs. Back with you from virtual Daytona, Cody Pennell leading cousin Ryan Pennell in the second position. Daniel Roberts currently running third. Jeremy Brio in fourth. Let's go and have a word with Georgia's Cody Pennell. See how he's enjoying his time in these Mazdas. Well, and actually, looks like Cody is possibly unavailable for chat. Let's see if we can find him elsewhere. And I guess we can, and that's all well and good. Second place, Ryan Pennell, also from Georgia. Now, Mitch, I don't know if you ever raced against a family
No, but I can imagine it would be quite interesting, and if any collisions happen, I don't think they would be. I don't think Christmas dinner would be interesting between the two if collisions happened.
The Pennell cousins going to be leading the field to the line. Cody Pennell on the inside, Ryan Pennell to his outside in the Red Bull, and Menard's cars alike. Then you've got the 5 of Daniel Roberts sitting in third. Jeremy Brio restarting on the outside of row 2 in fourth. Patrick Allen fifth. Terry Freer in the DuPont machine in sixth. Then you've got Sam Roberts in the Sonic the Hedgehog. Sam Roberts in what looks to be a P51 Mustang. Tommy Withers on the outside of Tom Sears. John Honeybrink rounding out the top 10 in the Home Depot machine. Pace car's going to peel off. The Mazda's getting sorted. One straggler at the back. It looks like the 304 of Derek Cook, while the 29 of Randy Bousquet gets back in line. Cody Pennell accelerates. Green flag is out at Daytona. Funneling down into that first corner one more time, Mitchie, and it looks like that's the 74 of Jeremy Brio, and one car already having issues. Everybody going 3 wide, funneling out of that first corner. The Mazda's trying to get through. Mitch squeezing down through that wall. There's a wreck already. The 24's gone around. Terry Freer spinning into the grass. He makes it through, back out onto the racing surface, and right in the path of car 29, Randy Bousquet. Both cars collide with 12 to go. Cody Pennell leading out of the International Horseshoe, and the cars static, motionless. Bousquet crawling away, and Freer jumping to the pits, and a terrible restart for those two, Mitchie.
I think someone made contact with the DuPont car, and I think it just caused even more coming up to the next corner as well, and a few other cars went off in that. So it was a concertina effect really between everybody with the contact that happened. But yeah, all ended pretty badly for a few drivers there, but a few drivers got out of it, thankfully. And our race leader's now over a second up ahead with 12 to go. This goes here at the moment, and I tell you what, everybody behind is all close to each other here at the moment. It's close racing in these Mazdas right now. Between about 5th and 6th, 7th downwards, they're all close to each other right now, and that's going to make the race very tight towards the end, especially here at a track like Daytona. But look at our race lead. The march, it's actually come down to half a second, so it's closing up here at the moment at the front. And could see a little bit of battle a little bit later on as the number 54 is coming through into position number 5 here in this one.
second, and I just realized this entire time my mic has been muted during all that action, Mitch. But Pennell leading Brio by 0.8 and now dwindling. But what a fight between these 6 cars right here. Tristan Catania, Stephen Downton, Dustin Painter, and company. Everybody smoking the tires out of the infield.
Everybody close to each other. This battle from, I mean, you could maybe even say from 4th as well. Number 5's not too far behind as well. So everyone quite close to each other here in this midfield, and very close races we saw on screen, almost 3 wide at certain points as well. So 11 to go. There's still many more chances to make those moves and get them done.
Bama Trama in the chat says, "Hey Rick, Mama Vols, how you doing? Glad to have you here. Glad to have you a part of the first round of Mazda Monday." Cody Pennell leading Brio by half a second. This exit out of the bus stop could dictate everything, Mitch. Here comes that cluster of drivers on their way in. Downton goes extremely wide off the racetrack. He's going to go down to the 8th position as John Honeybrink gets around him for 7th. Dustin Painter not out of the woods. Daniel Roberts and Tristan Catania side by side. Here's the battle for 4th.
Yeah, that Monster Energy card trying to see if he can possibly go for this move. We've seen a move done here before already in this race here in the front straight here at Daytona. And we'll see us a battle for the lead as well. So lots of action going on here at the moment.
The 28 of Cody Pennell now getting held up by the 74 of Jeremy Brio. Tizzy in the chat says someone needs to add weight to the 28 car. 10 laps remain at virtual Daytona. ARC's Mazda Mondays round 1 of 6 in the final 10 circuits, and that's Randy Bousquet kindly getting out of the way on the racetrack, allowing everybody else to make their way through. Tip of the cap to Bousquet. And now the battle for the lead rages on. Jeremy Brio to the inside on the opposite end of the International Horseshoe, to the inside of car 28. Pennell still stiff on the outside. Both of these drivers not giving up, Mitch.
Still side by side. They're not one wants to give way here at the moment, and here comes the number 28 going for the move here, and these two will stay side by side, I guarantee you right now, for the rest of us up, and actually they will not, unless the 74 here can try to get the run here on the outside and possibly try to get this move done. But I feel like these two are just going to stay side by side for quite a little while, I think.
Down this back straight into the bus stop, Mitch. Something's got to give. Who's got the advantage?
Well, you're going to see I feel like if the 74 can get that good, yeah, perfect. And 28 pulls in behind for now. And these two will continue their battle. We're come up to 9 to go. And I think it's not over yet between these two, because our former race leader might just go for the move back here once again.
Look at the draft, look at the toe, the way he's just coming through. Cody Pennell now on the outside of his rival Jeremy, and uses the side draft a little bit, Mitch. How's that for ingenuity? 9 laps remain at the World Center of Racing.
Absolutely perfect. That's the way he wanted it to get it done, and got it done, but now he's going to have to try to hold him off once again, because it's pretty much just deja vu between these two at the moment, except if, oh no, he's going to hold on for now, but I don't think it's over just as yet.
It's never over until it's over. Nick Pressey now getting around Randy Bousquet into turn number 1. The rest of the field a bit spread out, but that doesn't mean they're devoid of action. Tristan Catania closing down the gap to Ryan Pennell for the 3rd position. Daniel Roberts being swallowed up by John Honeybrink, who's only got a few tenths between himself. And look at this battle here, Mitch. Dustin Painter, Derek Cook, top 2, half a second between the lead cars.
Yeah, it's very close. There's quite a distinct few battles going on here at the moment. There's a big battle going on, as you said, between Painter and Cook as well. These still going side by side here at the moment. Who's going to give way between the two? And Cook's going to come straight through, but he comes with us in behind. So good freeway fight here between these 3 drivers at the moment. And it's very, very interesting, no doubt about it. As you said, of course, the two leaders still right near each other at the moment.
The 304 of Derek Cook moves into 7th. The North Carolinian Dustin Painter down to 8th. The 44 of Josh Garrison running 18th between them. Stephen Downton makes it down pit road as you saw him lose control of his Mazda out of turn number 4. Jeremy Brio losing control of his Mazda into the bus stop. Four-wheel drift and a little bit onto the grass. Cody Pennell struggles to get a hold of his race car as well. Here comes cousin Ryan, Mitch, and he got a much better exit out of the bus stop, and here he goes. He smells blood in that water.
Yeah, it's everybody now is in position right now, and this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out in this one right now, because they're all in their own rhythm right now, trying to see who can go first. And boy, oh boy, it's now 1-2 between the family.
Will it all be peace, or like you said, Mitch, will it come down to an uncomfortable Christmas dinner? 1.3 seconds the gap between Cody Pennell and his cousin Ryan. Jeremy Brio just relegated into 3rd, while Tristan Catania sits just a couple of seconds behind him. Daniel Roberts holding on to the end of the top 5. His rival for the position, John Honeybrink, sitting 4 seconds adrift, but Honeybrink's got his own problems to deal with because Derek Cook sitting in the 7th position, trying to catch up to him with Dustin Painter all over his back end, Mitch. These two fighting hard for the spot.
Yeah, everyone's fighting very hard in this position right now. Everybody trying to find their best possible way to get past everyone right now. And that is just the 29 going off behind, but the 29, of course, is a lap down. As now it's going to be close here at the moment. Cook trying to see if he can hold on here to position, and it's actually Garrison who's a lap down, excuse me, but still has to worry about behind. As we said, Painter's coming up behind Cook, and those two will probably resume battle in a matter of moments.
Derek Cook, Dustin Painter running 7th and 8th respectively, with Tommy Withers just one crash behind them. He's not safe either. Ryan Pennell, though, facing a mirror full of Jeremy Brio headed into the bus stop. Will Pennell get the same great exit he got last time? They're both a second behind Cody. Here comes the 12 leading the 74. Makes it through okay, but you can tell Brio is on it. Just that stiff body roll. Here comes Jeremy. He got a great exit out of the bus stop, Mitch. He's going to use the toe to take second from Ryan.
He's going to try to use that toe, try to do what happened earlier in the race as we saw before, and he's right on him, right on the back of him right now, waiting for that moment to pull to the car either to the left or to the right and go for that move. These two, and they're trying to capture race lead as well, but I don't think that's going to be the case at the moment, but they actually are catching at the moment with 7 to go. And does the 74 look for the move? He does not, so things stay steady for now.
Mitch, I think they were using a bit of bump drafting at Daytona, really putting the nose to the back end of that Mazda. And here goes Brio again, and it seems like these two have figured out a strategy. This could be a very spicy end to this race. 28-12-74. Cody Pennell, Ryan Pennell, Jeremy Brio as the sun sets in Daytona. Tristan Catania 4 seconds behind. Derek Cook and Dustin Painter swapping spots once again out of 1, Mitch.
Yeah, it's close here at the moment between these two as well, and everybody is trying to hold on here at the moment, and Painter just trying to see if he can hold off Cook here right now, but Cook will, as I said before, will definitely try to find him back for that position. But as you said before, those leaders, they absolutely would try and do the bump draft, because we saw it. The margin they got on the race leader was unbelievable. So it shows you that still definitely works in a Mazda.
Tizzy452 says 24-hour race is really paying off for that 12 car. Talking about Ryan Pennell in the Advanced Auto Machine, he has learned so much since they did that 24-hour race. Running down his cousin Cody, 0.3 of a second is the gap, using the draft to catch up to the leader, Mitch. It is starting to get close. It will be 6 laps to go this time around.
Oh but he didn't take the bus stop real well. And 74, there's a bit of contact between the two, but he will now come through up into second place and allows our race leader just to pull a little bit more further ahead. As we said, we're coming up to 6 to go in this race. And it's a intriguing battle between these leaders at the moment. Everyone trying to figure out who's going to be what and where at the end of this one.
Lurking in the shadows is Tristan Catania, getting just a bit closer, but for now, the top two trying to draft their way towards the lead. This time, it's Jeremy Brio just ahead of Ryan Pennell. They're only 1 second behind Cody. The battle for 7th rages on here, Mitch. Derek Cook has a great run on Dustin Painter.
Yeah, Dustin Cook's still going to see if he can get this run on Painter once again, and if he can get that done. Try to do pretty much, again, deja vu, and that's the battles that I like here at Daytona. You're going to see that a lot, chop and change, and we're seeing that here so far here tonight. And I think Painter and Cook are still going to be battling really hard for position.
Those two are going to give us a great show to the end. Tommy Withers sitting in the 9th position. He's got a great comfortable gap to Massachusetts' Tom Sears, who's got Sam Robertson, the number 17, all behind him as well. Couple of tight spots here. Battles all over the track, Mitch. Back to that 28-74 trifecta of the Pennell cousins and Brio sandwiched between them.
Yeah, it's very close between those three runners right now, and I think things they're a bit spacious at the moment, but they'll come back together here very soon. And I think you're going to see a bit more of, who knows, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. It's going to be interesting to see as we close it in on the bus stop here right now.
Coming up to that bus stop as we switch to Derek Cook, who's chasing down the 17 ahead of him, or the 15 ahead of him, Dustin Painter. Pennell makes it through clean, followed by Withers, and then the other Pennell out of the bus stop. Everyone makes it through without incident. Dustin Painter watching his lead slip to the 38 behind him. Down the back straight into the bus stop, Mitch. Here comes DC.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what goes down here at the moment. And these drivers just so close with each other. It's, of course, another close battle throughout the field right now, and of course Painter and Cook still going together as well. And these battles between all these guys are just, they can't get everything done, and as we see leaders coming into the pit lane.
They will not have enough fuel to go all 15 laps. Cody Pennell, Jeremy Brio, Ryan Pennell, the 48 of Tristan Catania in 4th, decides to come through. Daniel Roberts is also in. Here comes Painter and Cook. They decide not to pit. Have they been saving enough fuel? We'll see. 5 laps to go from virtual Daytona, and your new leader in car 15, the Doritos Mazda of North Carolina's Dustin Painter.
The Doritos car now in the race lead. We should see him in it very, very soon, and see where he will come out towards the end of this race.
John Honeybrink actually being scored as our leader in the 20 car. That's my mistake.
Oh, yes.
So Painter and Cook running 2nd and 3rd. I think we were just paying attention to that thrilling battle for 2nd. They're still going at it, hammer and tongs, and it'll be 4 laps to go this time by. The guys really starting to get close. But here's the thing, Mitch, is those drivers that just came out, Brio, Pennell, Catania, and Pennell, they've got freshies on. They've got enough fuel to go this distance. If you're one of these drivers up front, if you're Honeybrink, Painter, Cook, do you take as little fuel as possible and also not switch the tires?
Possibly. I think that if they see that as to maybe get a bit of a gain in this race, absolutely they'll try to do that. And we'll see if they do try to do that here at the moment. But I feel like Painter and Cook at the moment are in their own world, trying to see which one can get ahead of the other in their battle we're seeing all race so far. Our race leader possibly could do that as well. We'll have to wait and see.
There is our race leader, John Honeybrink. He's got a 4-second gap to Dustin Painter as he sends it into the bus stop. Derek Cook close behind him into that 3:04. It'll be 4 laps to go this time by, and unless they pitted during that second caution, fuel is going to be a stretch, but anything is possible. 0.3 of a second is the gap from first to second. Tizzy452 says the Dorito car is moving up from the back, and he asks, is Jonathan saving fuel? Honestly, no idea. Let's see if we can find some sort of fuel map here, but I don't think that Honeybrink is going to be on a fuel-saving strategy that could get him to the end, Mitch. These cars designed to not be able to run 15 laps.
Yeah, we'll see what these drivers do towards the end of this one. See if they will have enough to get to the end. We don't know, but it's going to be tough to see. And just want to point out as well, the guys who have pitted already are hunting them down ever so quickly on their fresh tyres.
Jeremy Brio in that 74 car. He's only 4.7 seconds behind DC Derek Cook, who's got a half-second gap behind his partner, Dustin Painter. Cody Pannell, who's almost 5 seconds behind Jeremy Brio. He's been the fastest car all race long and is looking to get a move on. John Honeybrink, the race leader, has gone off. The race leader goes off the track, Mitch. The number 20 Home Depot MX-5 gives up the lead under his own control.
Yeah, was on board with him, and he just, lost control, lost it in the rear, spun. He comes back on circuit in position number 3, but that will change in a matter of seconds. But yeah, that's a shame for the number 20.
There's Jeremy Brio getting under him in that 74. Let's ride along with John Honeybrink in car number 20 and see exactly what happened. Before we do, it looks like Ryan Pannell may have had an incident as well. This is out of the bus stop. And no, actually, it looks like he makes it through safe and sound. So, no, there he goes. That was Ryan Pannell, who was running third at the time, coming out on cold tires. Stephen Downton also has an incident as well. Let's see what happened to the 54 car, Mitch. This is headed into 1. And just...
Yeah, it's...
It just stopped moving. Possibly some disconnection. And Downton out of the race.
Wow.
Here's Pannell going off the track in the bus stop, still on cold tires, Mitch. The 12 car spun it again, backs it hard into the tire barrier. One more look at John Honeybrink falling off the racetrack, and there you can see, wow, just snapped loose on him. Let's have one more look and see what happened.
Yeah, just gone.
He put it into neutral. Have a look.
Oh.
Have a look. I think he shifted one... Maybe. I don't know. Have a listen. Just no revs. Just no revs. Downshifting furiously as he brought it in way too hot. Honeybrink still running fourth. In the front of this race, however, Derek Cook has come down pit road. Dustin Painter, Mitch, leading by 3 seconds over Jeremy Brio. Looking at the gap over these last 5 laps, Mitch. The telemetry shows Brio not only did he run his fastest lap of the race on lap 8, but he has just been consistently chasing down Dustin Painter lap by lap. 2.7 seconds is the gap between them.
Yeah, he's absolutely hunting him down, just in case if he does not come in, but most likely he will, as we saw Cook cause pitting as well. So we'll have to wait and see what goes down here, but he's going to try and get that margin down just in case if that Doritos come up ahead does not pit.
2.5 seconds is the gap. Stephen Downton leaves pit road. Josh Garrison having some issues. The number 44 Falcon Monster Energy car with some issues as the 17 of Samuel Roberts goes by. Jeremy Brio sitting in second. 2.5 seconds is that gap. Cody Pannell running in third. Tristan Catania 6 seconds behind. One of the closest fights thus far. 7th and 8th. Tom Sears and Derek Cook, Mitch, separated by 0.6. Cook is looking to use that toe in a big way.
Yeah, Cook's trying to use that toe and try to help himself once if Painter does come in, so he can be ahead of him late in this race as we're closing in on 2 to go. It's try to get that toe and try to get the run.
Painter's
yes, as you said, in the lane.
And the the number 15, Doritos Mazda MX-5 makes his way down pit road, tried to go the distance but just couldn't make it. So with 2 laps to go, Jeremy Brio leading by 3.8 seconds over Cody Pennell. Tristan Catania in third. Cheering him on are his fans saying, "Let's go 48, that car looks sexy." And Mitch, I don't know if you know, but a lot of racing fans and gaming fans would know what this livery comes from on car 48.
Yeah, that 48 is, you got to admit, Rick, it is, as I said in chat, absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous, Mitch.
Gorgeous.
What game is it from?
Oh, you put me on the spot here, Rick. Oh, I know what it is.
I was trying to pry that out of you,
is.
buddy. We'll say it together. Need for Speed Most Wanted.
There we
Need
go.
for Speed
I knew it
Most
was Need for
Wanted.
Speed. Yeah, I knew it was Need for Speed, but I just didn't get which one it was. But yeah, there we go. But yes, absolutely gorgeous, especially if you're a big fan of Need for Speed. Absolutely gorgeous.
One driver who has a need for improvement is Ryan Pennell in that number 12 Advanced Auto Parts ARC's Mazda MX-5. Let's see what happened to the Georgian. This is coming into turn number 1. He's got Massachusetts native Tom Sears on his outside. And Pennell, will he go wide? Will he spin it? He comes in contact with the tires, Mitch. And it looks like, oh wow, it looks like he comes in heavy contact with those tires, but he survives there. Meanwhile, Jeremy Brio coming out of the bus stop, leading by 3.7 seconds over Cody Pennell. And Mitch, when we saw the first few laps of this race, I didn't think that Pennell would let it get this far, but Brio certainly took advantage of the pit stop cycle.
Yeah, he absolutely did, and I think the both behind just got into more drama, and he's just gone away right now to that 3.7 second margin. I think he just had a bit more gap, bit more fresh air to allow him to push, and that's allowed him to have this gap right now and hold this lead beautifully.
White flag is out. 3.5 miles remain in the first round of ARC's Mazda Monday. Jeremy Brio leading in that 74 as the 44 of Josh Garrison comes out of pit road. Cody Pennell following him diligently. Tristan Catania sitting in the bronze medal position right now with a considerable gap over John Honeybrink. But look at Tom Sears and Dustin Painter. Mitch, the North Carolinian, despite having to come in with less than 5 laps to go, fighting for a top 5.
Yeah, it's a close battle between these guys for that top 5 position. And that is actually Honeybrink gone in the number 20.
That is Honeybrink, who's going to drop out of the top 8. He's going to be down in 9th right now. That's Ryan Pennell all over the back end of Dustin Painter. Ryan Pennell falling off the track, really trying to chase him down. Brio out of the bus stop, and a couple corners are left.
He's gonna have this absolutely gorgeously and will take this win, but there are still positions behind that are still up for grabs as well. Of course, we're on the white flag right now, the final lap of this race, which has been absolutely spectacular.
I've had a great time, Mitch, and actually I got that corner wrong. It looks like Brio is now coming into the bus stop on his final lap. You know, this track is so massive. Sometimes you see different angles and it just looks completely different. You have no idea where you are. Dustin Painter and Ryan Pennell now coming out of the bus stop. They're coming to collect their last lap. Jeremy Brio now in turn number 3 to collect his checkered flag. John Honeybrink slow once again. Patrick Allen going to get around him. Terry Freer in car 46 catching up to him. Tizzy says D-Bucks almost had a heart attack talking about Dustin Painter. He's going to have a mirror full of 12. Here comes Ryan Pennell to the inside of Dustin Painter as Jeremy Brio comes across the line. He will get the win at Daytona in round 1 of ARC's Mazda Monday. Dustin Painter on the outside of Pennell. Mitch, Ryan Pennell's taking one last chance.
He's going to try to look for it if he possibly can. These two are going to go side by side to the line. I guarantee you right now, unless Pennell can just hold him, unless Pennell can just get it round done, but these two will stick side by side. It's going to be to the line. Who is going to take it?
Coming down the short chute, separated. They are neck and neck, Mitch, at the line. It's going to be Oh, so close,
Oh,
but it's Dustin Painter. They tied, Mitch. It looks like they tied, coming across with a fanfare and being collected. Jeremy Brio getting the win, but according to the timing and scoring, Mitch, they tied across the line with Dustin Painter getting there. Dustin Painter being scored higher than Ryan Pennell, but that's something I've never seen, is a tie for a position. That's cool.
he must, unless he must have just got it by literally millionths of a second. That's the only thing I think it could be, but I agree with you. I think a tie.
That's something else for sure. Jeremy Brio running away with this one in celebration. Fans, sit tight. We are going to have top 3 interviews in just a moment. Mitch and I will be conducting the podium ceremonies. Don't go anywhere. Jeremy Brio gets the checkered flag in the first round of ARC's Mazda Mondays. On the podium now with our top 3, starting with New Jersey's Tristan Catania in the 48 Need for Speed Most Wanted livery. Tristan, coming into this race, did you think a podium was possible?
I was pretty confident. I had one of the faster times in practice, and like I said, thought it was possible, but I wasn't completely sure. But then coming to that first pit stop, I was feeling pretty confident.
How difficult were the cars out on the racetrack? Did you find it easy? What was most challenging?
I thought they were pretty good. Honestly, the most challenging part is getting a correct and fast exit because there's not a lot of power in these things. So if you don't come off just right, if you don't shift just right, you're going to lose time.
Next week is Bristol Motor Speedway. Tristan, can you make it a second straight podium?
I would like to, Rick.
We'll see you in 7 days' time, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.
Mitchell, you've got our silver medalist, Cody Pennell.
Yes, Cody, talk us through that race. There was a lot of action going on at the front, and yeah, talk us through it.
Yeah, it was a great race between Ryan and Jeremy and myself there in the beginning laps. We had a lot of real close battles and drafting back and forth between one another. And then it came time to pit for fuel, and I kind of made a boneheaded move and took way too much fuel. And Jeremy got out of pit road before me, and we were so evenly matched that the gap pretty much just stayed the same for the rest of the race. But if we'd have been there right with one another, it'd have been a great race to the finish.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure out that with the gap at the front, but now we know. Next week, Bristol. How you feel about Bristol next week?
Excited. I'm excited to run these cars on ovals, so I think it's going to be fun. Probably a little bit chaotic, but it should be a fun race to watch.
Absolutely. And Rick, I'll move it on to you.
Our winning interview brought to you by the good folks over at DI9 Designs, the Chase Elliott custom graphic design page on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DI9 Designs. They post graphics on all platforms multiple times a week, on top of taking requests on all types of logos, Chase Elliott wallpapers, iRacing schemes, and more. Follow and DM them for more details. They are not affiliated with Hendrick Motorsports or Chase Elliott. Be sure to use code DI9 Designs for free shipping on all your diecast and merch orders over $20 on CircleBDiecast.com. And now the winner. Driver of the number 74 McLaren liveried Mazda MX-5, Jeremy Brio. Do you ever stop winning?
Yeah, sometimes. It's not an every week occurrence. But yeah, it was just circumstances of pits. I'm pretty sure if it came down to just a pure race between me and Cody and Ryan, I think it would have been between any of us. But yeah, I got out on ahead of those guys because of the fuel I took, and I thought I was going to run out at some point just because I thought I didn't take enough. But luckily enough, I saved enough at the end there and made it around to the finish.
Not only that, you've got a 7-point lead headed into Bristol next week. What do you think, JB? 2 wins in a row?
I hope so, but I've never ran these cars there, so I've actually never ran them on
Nobody
oval
has,
before,
let's be
so
honest.
I don't know. Yeah,
So,
so I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if it's like a draft race around Bristol, but I doubt that. But yeah, let's just hope it's not chaotic.
we'll see you in a week's time, buddy. Congratulations on the win.
Alrighty, thank you, Rick.
Mitch, it's time to pull the curtain on the show. What did you think, man? Mazda's at Daytona, kind of a toss-up in the air, but I think it went well.
I think it went very well, and great racing between the guys. But as we'll talk about in a sec, Bristol next week, I think, will be even more better.
We're taking these Mazda MX-5s from a 3.5-mile road course to a half-mile bull ring in 7 days' time. You won't want to miss that. Tomorrow night, right here on Rick James TV, it is the TRS Modified Series, 8:10 Eastern. You got to be here for that, too. My esteemed thanks to Tristan Catania, Cody Pennell, Jeremy Brio, but of course the man, the myth, the legend, the thunder from down under, Mitchie. Thanks for coming, pal.
No problem, and thank you all.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll